Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this conversion update video with me, 6+ Stevo. So this conversion that I'm working on at the moment is for a new Deff Dread for my army, and this is to enter Skarnirs' small vehicle conversion build. I don't know if that's what he's actually called it. I can't remember the name of the competition exactly, but I shall pop a link to the video that explains all of that in the top corner, so go and check out Skarnirs' video on that. He's running a really cool competition at the moment, all through the month of May. So it runs from the 1st of May till the 30th, 31st, can't remember when May ends, but it's over the month of May anyway. And this competition is for, as I said, small vehicles. So he specified that the entries should be from truck size and down, so no battle wagons or stompers, etc. So we can build killer cans, buggies, Deff Killer war trikes, Deff Dreads, trucks, mech guns, etc, etc. And so yeah, I wanted to enter this competition because it sounded like a lot of fun. I wanted to enter a third Deff Dread into my army. But for the third one, I wanted to make something a little bit more special than just from the standard kit. My first Deff Dread is just the standard kit. The second one was modified ever so slightly, just with a few killer can parts. And this one, I've gone a little bit further and just really sort of tried to go to town on it a little bit. Predominantly, as I say, it's still work in progress at the moment. So as you can see, he's just held onto his base via blue tack at the moment, which is why he keeps falling. But yeah, this is the pose I'm going to get for him. So nice and stompy. I wanted him looking sort of, yeah, very stompy. And I wanted something very Bad Moon-esque. I wanted a nice Dakka Dread. Originally, the plan was to have one with just 4 custom Mega Blasters, just for a proper shooty Dakka Dread. However, I don't think that's the optimal build. Even if the main purpose of your Dread is to be shooty, I think it's worth at least just having one close combat weapon. Whether that be a saw or a claw is up to you. If you want to keep points down, obviously a saw. But the reason I've added one is because if you have no close combat weapons on a Deff Dread at all in close combat, they are terrible. You lose that bonus to strength and everything and the AP, and it becomes very, very poor in combat. So just with at least one close combat weapon, at least he's going to be able to do something if he does get tied up in combat and still pose a fair threat. So I went with 3 custom Mega Blasters, and what I've done is I've added the standard ones either side, and then for the third one, I didn't want to just have it on there. I wanted it on an arm, so I used an arm. I can't remember, guys. I'm sorry if this is a Deff Dread arm or a Killer Can arm. It could be either. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, what I did there was took their arm anyway, and took the custom Mega Blaster from the Morkanaut, the small one that sort of sticks out of his belly, and mounted that on there. I think just a little bit of filing down and gluing that in, and that works quite well, giving it a different sort of a look. Also, I like the fact that his arms are mismatched, so he's got one down and one up. Gives him a nice sort of wonky, you know, scrap cobbled together appearance. A lot of you will have noticed straight away the face. The face plate is from the Morkanaut, because I built a Gorkanaut, so I had that left over. And then I replaced the targeter eye in there. That comes from the Deff Dread kit, and that slots right in there just nicely. There's a little bit loose, but gluing it in place with lots of glue worked quite well, and I really like that look. And now it's quite a big face. It's a lot bigger than the face plate that you get with the Deff Dread kit. So actually the jaw, which isn't glued on at the moment, is just literally just held on there, doesn't fit in the sockets where it would usually go. So I've had to move that down lower, but it works quite well. I think with gluing that in place, it's going to work quite well. And I like the way that it's giving him quite a big low jaw, and the open jaw gives him a nice aggressive appearance. Looks like he's, you know, chomping like that as he stomps around wildly, firing off his crazed mech guns at great threat to himself. But he's a Bad Moon Deff Dread, so if I roll any of those ones for the gets hot, he should be okay, and re-roll them. Now the claw I wanted to do something a bit different, and because I've gone with the custom Mega Blasters and the mech thing, I'm basically calling this guy a Mech Deff Dread, or a Mech Dread. Not a Mecha Dread, because he's not the larger sized Mecha Dread, he is just still a Deff Dread, but I wanted to give him a nice mech appearance. So let's imagine that this guy, rather than an orc inside there, is a mech perhaps that's been strapped in there, or it's just the creation of a mech that wanted something really zany and crazy and with all the DACA. And custom Mega Blasters are really good now. Since they've fixed custom Mega Blasters and given them the D6 damage, these guns are beautiful. I love them. Really high AP, and yeah, they're just fantastic. But yeah, sorry, getting back to the claw. Lots of you will notice that is one of the weapon options for the mech gun kit. And I did that just by taking a normal claw, normal arm, and gluing that on. And I just think because of the look of it, it looks like these bits will go, you know, good sound effects there for you. But it's also got almost like a sort of a blowtorch sort of look for it. So I suppose you could potentially use that as a flamer or something, maybe, or another custom Mega Blaster if you wanted to. But again, I just liked the way it gave it more of a mech sort of, you know, powered up energy weapon sort of look to it from the normal claw. But effectively in game terms, this is just a normal Deff Dread claw, but I just thought it added to the look of this guy and made him stand out from the rest of the Deff Dreads. Round the back, I've converted the engine bit, so I've only stuck in one of the engines. The other side I used parts from, you can see there is parts from, I never remember what parts I get from once I've chopped bits up and raid through the bits box, but I think they both come from the Killer Cans set. There's a bit from the Scorcher tank and another bit that's part of an arm that was left over from another conversion bit I did. And they just slotted in there nicely and give it, you know, it's still got that sort of engine appearance to it, but I just wanted it to look a little different. And then also it leaves me one of these engines clear for a future conversion project, which I could potentially use on a buggy or a truck or, you know, God knows what. Shoulder pads are currently just on with blue tack, but yeah, this one I've clipped off the inside bit because I hate the way they sit on with that bit, so that's going to just glue on right there. The other bit is the faceplate from the Deff Dread that covers it, but I'm going to stick on a few spikes on that to use that as his other shoulder guard. And then on the top here, where the sort of boss pole bit usually goes, I've taken like a fuel canister which had the pipe already going round, and that just, the way it sits on there like that, slots into there perfect, again looking like it's, you know, part of a fuel feed or something. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the conversion wise, it's been fairly simple, not really a difficult conversion. I'm just trying to use different things to differentiate it from the rest of the Deff Dreads, but I think he's going to be very effective when I use the I think it's the teleport stratagem and teleport 3 of these Deff Dreads down. This guy just suddenly appearing right in front of your ranks or behind your ranks or near a vehicle and firing off 3 custom Mega Blaster shots, re-rolling ones, is going to be quite nice. But as you can see, currently various bits are just held on with blue tack. He is literally falling apart, leaning over. But yeah, I think he's going to be quite cool. So yeah, he is my entry for the competition. Now I say entry, but I've pretty much declared myself out of the competition because myself and Skarnirs do a lot of collaborations and work together on like the 2-balled knobs and stuff. I didn't want to enter the competition and I could potentially win it. Not that I'm saying I would be in with a chance of winning it anyway, because there are some amazingly talented people entering the competition. But I just kind of wanted to enter it for the fun and help promote Skarnirs' competition. He's got some great prizes up for grabs, so I know time is running short now, guys. We are mostly through the month of May, but if any of you out there are quite, you know, quick at working with your conversions and stuff, then, you know, get entered into it. Go and check out his channel, see how you can enter, how you can get involved, and you know, whether you win or lose, or even if you manage to finish the project in time, hopefully it'll inspire you to get working and get creating, and, you know, get some of these crazy mech projects that have been flying around in your head going. Get some grot tanks made, get some killer cans converted, convert a Deff Dread, you know, have some fun with a truck or whatever, really. Just get involved. Great way to get involved, and at the end of it, you're going to be left with something very original and different to anybody else. But there's my project in the works at the moment. Not very much left to do, so I need to crack on with him, get him finished in time for the closing date, and I look forward to seeing all the entries when Skarnir unveils all the entries and announces the winner, because I think we're going to see some really cool stuff in there. But anyway, guys, for now, that's it from me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is 6 Plus Stevo, signing out.